Wealth is not something you must chase with desperation. It is not a prize for the fortunate few, nor a secret locked away from you. Wealth is a vibration, a divine current that flows toward those who align themselves with it. Begging for wealth is like standing in the sunlight with an umbrella and wondering why you remain in the shade. You do not need to plead, you need to declare. Speak not as one in lack, but as one in possession. When you declare, you are affirming that the unseen is as real as the seen. You are planting a seed in the invisible, and the soil of the universe knows exactly how to make it grow. The moment you speak from a place of faith and certainty, wealth begins to travel toward you by unseen roads. Release the thought of how it will come. The river does not ask where the ocean is, it simply flows there. So must you trust the laws of abundance to carry you to prosperity. Stand tall, declare with gratitude. Let every word be a claim of your divine inheritance, and every action an echo of your belief. Wealth will not be summoned by fear, but it will run to the one who speaks with the authority of faith. Wealth is not merely the accumulation of money, gold, or property. It is a living vibration and energy that flows through the universe in the same way light, sound, and love do. It is the pulse of abundance woven into the fabric of life itself. When you understand this truth, you stop chasing wealth as if it were an elusive prize and begin to attune yourself to its frequency. You see, everything in existence is energy vibrating at a certain rate, and wealth has its own distinct rhythm. The one who matches that rhythm becomes a magnet for it. This is why two people can work with equal effort, yet one lives in scarcity while the other moves effortlessly into prosperity. It is not simply about labor. It is about alignment. When you are in alignment with wealth's vibration, you are no longer trying to force it into your life. It arrives naturally as a reflection of your inner state. Think of a radio tuned to a specific station. No matter how powerful the broadcast signal, you will not hear the music unless you are tuned to the exact frequency. The station is always there, but only those who match it can hear its song. In the same way, wealth is always present in the universal field, and your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are the tuning dial. Many people unknowingly tune themselves to the vibration of lack. They dwell on what they do not have, speak of bills and shortages, and expect financial burdens as though they were inevitable. This is like adjusting your dial to static and wondering why you can't hear a melody. The vibration of lack repels abundance because the two are incompatible. MIRROR, the signal USEND success, and prosperity to one who what SEEMCSONT INUOUSL YBROADCUO a cable NSTHS over K a BLE today can be poverty. To shift into the vibration of wealth, you must first shift your inner conversation. Speak as though you already live in abundance. Feel the emotions you would feel if your needs and desires were met. This is not pretending in a shallow way. It is reprogramming your subconscious mind to hold a new wealth-supporting pattern. When you walk through life with a consciousness of plenty, the outer world reshapes itself to match the new inner blueprint. Your emotions are a key indicator of your vibration. Joy, gratitude, and excitement naturally place you closer to the wealth frequency because they signal openness and receptivity. Fear, doubt, and resentment lower your vibration, making it harder for prosperity to flow in. You may notice that on days when you feel expansive and confident, opportunities seem to appear effortlessly. This is no coincidence. Your vibrational field is in harmony with the energy of wealth, and so it draws to itself matching experiences. Wealth is generous by nature. It wants to circulate, to move, to multiply. When you hoard from a place of fear, you choke the flow. But when you give freely from a place of trust, you set in motion the law of return. What you send out energetically and materially finds its way back to you, often multiplied. The vibration of wealth is not stagnant. It is a current, and the more you participate in that current with faith, the stronger it becomes in your life. Above all, recognize that wealth is not something you have to hunt down. It is here, surrounding you, woven into the air you breathe. The question is not whether wealth exists. It does, infinitely so. The question is whether you are willing to align your mind, heart, and actions with the frequency it hums at. When you match that note, you will find that wealth does not need to be pursued. It will come to you as surely as a river finds its way to the sea. To declare is to stand in the authority of truth, to speak from the knowing that what you desire already exists in the unseen, and is simply awaiting its appointed hour to appear. Pleading, on the other hand, comes from a posture of lack, a hidden belief that what you want is far from you, and that someone or something outside yourself must be persuaded to give it to you. When you plead, you are in the vibration of absence. When you declare, you are in the vibration of possession. The difference between the two is the difference between night and day in the realm of manifestation. Declaration does not mean demanding with force. It means affirming with certainty. It is the language of spiritual law. When a king issues a decree, he does not hope it will be carried out, he knows it will. The decree carries weight not because the king shouts, but because his authority is unquestioned. In the same way, when you declare your wealth, health, or success, you are speaking as the rightful heir to infinite abundance. You are not asking the universe to create something new for you. You are acknowledging what is already yours by divine right and calling it forth into visibility. Pleading keeps your attention fixed on the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It magnifies the sense of distance, reinforcing the belief that you do not yet have what you desire. Every time you repeat a plea from a place of worry or desperation, you strengthen the vibration of not having, and the law of life responds by giving you more of that same state. Declaration, by contrast, collapses the distance. It speaks in the present tense, acting as if the manifestation is already complete. This creates a new reality in your consciousness, and since your outer world mirrors your inner state, the circumstances begin to rearrange themselves to match your spoken truth. A declaration is powerful because it shifts the way you carry yourself. The moment you declare that you are prosperous, you begin to walk, think, and choose as a prosperous person does. Your energy changes, your actions change, and the opportunities that align with your new vibration are drawn to you. You start to live in harmony with the very thing you are claiming, and the gap between thought and form closes more quickly. Some people hesitate to declare boldly because they fear it will feel like a lie. They look at their empty bank account or their present struggles and think, how can I say I am wealthy when I clearly am not? But this is where the secret lies. Declaration is not about describing your current circumstances. It is about affirming the reality you choose to create. The words you speak with faith and persistence sow seeds in the invisible field, and the harvest will appear in due time. If you only speak according to what you see, you will never rise above what currently is. Declaration also invites gratitude into the process. When you declare, I am abundantly provided for in all ways, and you speak it with a thankful heart, you open a door for the flow of wealth to reach you without obstruction. Gratitude seals the declaration, making it more than words. It becomes a living vibration that calls matching experiences into your life. Where pleading is heavy with need, declaration is light with assurance. The universe responds to the tone of your words as much as to the words themselves. Pleading carries the sound of uncertainty. Declaration carries the sound of inevitability. When you declare, you are not trying to convince the world. You are simply aligning yourself with a truth that already exists. And once that alignment is complete, the outer evidence cannot help but follow. Everything that has ever come into your life, whether you welcomed it or not, first existed in the realm of the unseen. Before the building was constructed, there was the blueprint. Before the song was sung, there was the melody in the composer's mind. Before the garden bloomed, there was the seed hidden in the dark. Earth, the visible world, is nothing more than the harvest of what has already been planted in the invisible. To try to change your circumstances without first tending to the unseen is like trying to rearrange the reflection in a mirror without touching the object it reflects. The cause always comes before the effect, and the cause resides in the invisible realm of thought, belief, and intention. When you understand this, you no longer panic when results are not immediate. You recognize that a process is underway, that the invisible roots are forming long before the sprout breaks through the soil. Faith becomes easier because you see the connection between what you are holding in your mind and what will inevitably appear in your life. You also become more selective about the seeds you plant, for you realize that every thought, every mental image, and every spoken word is a seed. The garden of your life will grow according to the nature of the seeds you choose, whether they are seeds of abundance, joy, and success, or seeds of worry, lack, and defeat. Many people make the mistake of living reactively, allowing the seen world to dictate what they think and feel. If the bank balance is low, they think thoughts of scarcity. If the news is grim, they feel despair. But this is like letting yesterday's harvest determine what you plant today. The wise understand that if they want a different harvest in the future, they must begin by cultivating a new inner picture now. The unseen realm is where creation begins. The images you hold there are the blueprints from which the material world is constructed. This is why visualization, affirmation, and focused intention are not idle exercises. They are acts of creation. When you close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself living in abundance, feeling the joy and ease of it as if it were already present, you are shaping the unseen substance of life into the pattern you desire. The law of life has no choice but to reproduce that pattern in physical form, for the outer must always conform to the inner. You cannot sow an image of lack and reap an experience of prosperity any more than you can plant thorns and harvest roses. The unseen is not less real because it cannot be touched or measured. In fact, it is more real, for it is the cause rather than the effect. The seen is temporary, ever-changing. The unseen is the field of infinite potential from which all form arises. Once you grasp this, you stop treating your present conditions as permanent. You realize they are simply the outpicturing of an earlier state of mind and can be changed by cultivating a new one. This understanding frees you from the chains of circumstance and places the power of creation firmly in your hands. Patience becomes a natural companion to your efforts, for you know that time is simply the interval between planting and reaping. You no longer pull up the seed to see if it is growing. You nurture it, water it, and trust the process. Every day, you tend the unseen with your affirmations, your gratitude, and your unshakable belief, knowing that the moment of visible manifestation will arrive at precisely the right time. And when it does, it will seem to the world as if it appeared suddenly, but you will know the truth that it was first formed, nurtured, and completed in the invisible long before it became reality you could see and touch. One of the greatest obstacles to manifesting wealth or any desired outcome is the insistence on knowing exactly how it will come to pass. The human mind, trained to plan, strategize, and control, wants a clear map from point A to point B. It wants guarantees, steps, and visible bridges before it will dare to believe. Yet the path to your desire is rarely one you can foresee. The how belongs to the realm of infinite intelligence, the unseen orchestration of events, people, and circumstances that move in ways beyond your calculation. When you fixate on figuring out the how, you often limit the very avenues through which your desire could arrive, because you confine it to only what you can imagine. Detachment from the how is not about passivity or doing nothing. It is about releasing the need to control the route while keeping your vision and intention clear. You hold fast to the end result, the feeling of its fulfillment, while letting the universe arrange the delivery in its own perfect way. Imagine ordering a package from a store. You do not follow the delivery truck, monitor each turn, or demand to know which roads the driver will take. You trust the process because you have placed the order and received confirmation. In the same way, once you have declared your desire, your part is to hold the feeling of receipt and let the unseen logistics unfold without interference. When you cling to the how, you often breed doubt. You look at your present resources, your current network, and your immediate circumstances, and conclude that the result seems impossible. This creates resistance, which slows or even blocks the flow of manifestation. But when you release the how, you open the door for unexpected channels to appear. The universe has countless routes to bring you what you desire, routes you could never predict or design yourself. What seems improbable to you is often effortless for the intelligence that governs all creation. Detachment also protects you from the discouragement that comes when one particular plan fails. If you have decided that your wealth must come through one specific deal, one particular job, or one exact opportunity, the collapse of that route can feel like the collapse of your dream. But when you trust that the how is not your responsibility, you understand that the closing of one door simply means another, perhaps better, one is opening. You stop mourning lost opportunities and start expecting better ones. This mindset allows you to act boldly without anxiety. You can follow inspired ideas, take practical steps, and explore opportunities without the weight of thinking each one must be the way. Every action becomes a possible stepping stone, not the sole bridge. You stay open, fluid, and receptive to the guidance that shows up in the moment. Sometimes the path is revealed only one step at a time, and only when you have taken the current step in faith will the next one appear. Detachment from the how also draws in serendipity. When you are not locked into a rigid plan, you notice chance meetings, small nudges, and unexpected invitations. You see them for what they are, pieces of the unseen plan coming into view. The more relaxed your grip, the easier it is for life to place these pieces in your hands. And often, the route that unfolds turns out to be swifter, more beautiful, and more abundant than anything you could have arranged. Trust is the key that makes detachment possible. Trust that the moment you set a clear intention, forces begin moving on your behalf. Trust that unseen hands are weaving together the right circumstances. Trust that your role is not to build the bridge plank by plank, but to hold your destination so clearly in your mind and heart that the bridge builds itself beneath your feet as you walk forward in faith. Belief without action is like a seed left in the packet. It holds the potential for life, but it will never take root, grow, or bear fruit until it is planted. When you believe that wealth, success, or any desired outcome is yours, your actions must reflect that belief. Faith is not a quiet, hidden thing. It naturally expresses itself through the way you speak, the choices you make, and the opportunities you embrace. To act in harmony with your belief means to move through life as though what you have declared is already unfolding, adjusting your behavior to match the reality you have claimed. When you truly believe in your abundance, you no longer make decisions from fear of loss or expectation of failure. You invest your time, energy, and resources in ways that align with growth rather than in ways that protect you from imagined disaster. Your words carry confidence instead of hesitation. You present yourself to the world as someone who knows their worth, and the world responds accordingly. The vibration of your belief is broadcast not just in your thoughts, but in every visible gesture, and it draws to you the people, circumstances, and opportunities that resonate with it. Acting in harmony with belief often means making small but deliberate changes in your daily life. If you believe in your financial abundance, you stop speaking in terms of shortage. You release habits of hoarding or clinging to every penny out of fear, replacing them with mindful generosity and wise investment. If you believe in your professional success, you prepare for opportunities before they arrive. You refine your skills, present yourself well, and position yourself in environments where success is likely to find you. These actions are not taken in desperation, but as natural expressions of the inner reality you hold. Some people make the mistake of waiting until they see proof before they begin acting as if their desire is true. They tell themselves, when the money comes, then I'll live that way, or when I get the job, then I'll prepare for it. This is the reverse of the law of creation. The outer proof arrives after the inner belief has been lived out through consistent action. If you wait to act until you see results, you are still rooted in doubt, and doubt cannot produce the reality you want. Acting in harmony with belief also involves letting go of behaviors that contradict it. If you say you believe in abundance but constantly complain about lack, you are sending mixed signals to the universe. If you declare that you are worthy of success but procrastinate or avoid responsibility, your actions betray your declaration. The universe mirrors not just what you say but what you do. Every act is a message, and when your message is clear and consistent, the law of life can work without obstruction. It is important to note that these actions are not about pretending or faking a life you do not yet have. They are about embodying the truth of what you have claimed so fully that your current reality must rise to meet it. The energy you put into these aligned actions reinforces your belief, and the stronger your belief becomes, the more naturally you act in accordance with it. It becomes a self-strengthening cycle. Belief fuels action, and action deepens belief, until what once felt like faith becomes visible fact. Every step you take in harmony with your belief is a seed planted in the soil of the universe. Some seeds sprout quickly, others take time, but all will grow when tended with consistency and trust. You need not force the results. You need only ensure that your actions are a living echo of the reality you have claimed. In this way, you become not just a dreamer of abundance, but a participant in its creation, moving steadily from vision to manifestation. Gratitude is the golden thread that weaves your desire from the invisible into the visible. It is the energy that closes the gap between wanting and having, for when you are truly grateful, you are living in the state of already receiving. Gratitude is not simply a polite response when something arrives. It is an active force that calls more good into your life. It tells the universe, "This is mine, I recognize it, and I am ready for more." When you give thanks in advance, you are affirming that what you seek is already present in the unseen and on its way to you in form. To live in gratitude is to stand in the frequency of abundance. You cannot sincerely give thanks and simultaneously dwell in lack, for gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. This shift changes your vibration instantly, and because the universe mirrors your vibration, more of what you appreciate flows toward you. Just as a gardener tends the soil so seeds can grow, gratitude enriches the mental and spiritual soil in which your desires are planted. Without it, the seeds of your declaration may sprout weakly or not at all, but with it, they grow strong and sure. Gratitude seals the claim because it moves your declaration from the realm of theory into the realm of certainty. A person who has already received does not beg. They celebrate. When you speak your thanks for something not yet visible, you signal to life that you trust its arrival as much as if it were already in your hands. This kind of faith is magnetic. It draws your desire closer because there is no resistance in your heart, only joyful expectation. Practicing gratitude also trains your mind to notice and acknowledge the small evidences of your manifestation along the way. Instead of ignoring early signs because they are not yet the full picture, you give thanks for them as confirmation that your desire is unfolding. A compliment, an unexpected opportunity, a small financial gain, each is a stepping stone on the path to your larger vision. When you appreciate these signs, you amplify their energy, making it easier for the next and greater steps to arrive. It is important to understand that gratitude is not mechanical. Repeating thank you without feeling is like planting seeds in dry, barren soil. The words must be infused with genuine emotion. This does not mean you must force a feeling you do not have, but rather that you dwell on the reality of your desire until the emotion naturally arises. Visualize the moment of receiving. Feel the relief, the joy, the excitement, and let those feelings overflow into your words of thanks. When the emotion is real, the gratitude becomes a living vibration that sends a clear signal to the universe. Gratitude also transforms the way you handle challenges. Instead of seeing delays or detours as proof that your desire is denied, you begin to see them as hidden gifts, shaping you and preparing the way for something even better. You thank life for the lessons, for the strength gained, and for the unseen work being done on your behalf. This keeps your vibration high, preventing frustration or doubt from slowing your manifestation. When gratitude becomes a daily practice, it creates an unbroken connection between you and the flow of abundance. You wake up thankful, move through the day with appreciation, and end the night in acknowledgement of your blessings. This continual state of recognition ensures that your declarations are not just fleeting moments of desire, but living realities you carry within you. And as you carry them, they must eventually take shape in the world around you, for gratitude is the final seal that tells the universe, "It is done, and I receive it now." So I say to you, stop. Standing at the door of abundance with empty hands and pleading eyes, step forward as the rightful heir to all good things. Speak your claim with unwavering faith, see it as already done, act as if it is already yours, and let gratitude crown it. The wealth you seek is not lost. It has always been circling you, waiting for the moment you stand tall enough to receive it. Declare it now, live in the certainty of it, and watch as it finds you by roads you could never have planned but were always destined to walk.